ready there by solomid. And actually, you know, Special is actually one of his most common champions there. Lee Sin getting kicked out. So they're actually running through these bans really quickly, and there is that Shen getting kicked out. So solomid, despite being first pick, don't want to deal with that. I know Dyrus has practiced that champion before, so we're going to see if that's actually a ploy, because right now they're actually banning things that mess with double AP. You've got Alistair who can drop initiates. You've got actually Soraka getting kicked out.
Ooh.
The Mundo ban also quite excellent.
Soraka and Karthus are kind of complementary.
Oh, that's true, a little bit. But it's interesting, the Odd One actually has been learning more and more of these carry-type junglers. Normally you had a really big definition between the Odd One and Saint Vision, where Odd One's really good at supporting junglers, tanky junglers like Maokai, and Saint Vision was like, I'm going to run, you know, Udyr and Lee Sin.
I'm going to try to gank every minute and tax your lane.
Yeah, pretty much, and then tax the lane for mini kills. And actually the Odd One's been getting better at playing carry status. He actually has a 6-0 Gangplank in Challenger Circuit events,
joined your channel.
Throughout all these lands.
Very
so
nice.
actually, wow, V8 actually banning out Udyr, and that was the champion actually. That Eski said, if you let me get him, I'm going to do well, but apparently they're afraid of that first pick.
Udyr can be very strong. He just brings so much utility to the game, and he will primarily, or not primarily, he will usually win his lane, especially if he gets a few ganks early, blow that flash of your opponent, and you can really just take advantage of bear stance and keep ticking away with Tiger in lane. It looks like we're going to have the safe Janna pick. As always, we see this a lot of times. Janna is one of those supports that can really help to disengage, engage a fight, or really keep someone alive with that shield. She isn't exactly your healer type sustain, as most of them are in the game. They can throw out heals, but she really is all about the utility and facilitating her team in and out of the fight.
Wow, the insta-lock cannon coming out, and they are, oh wow, immediately V8 knows what they want to do. They're already picking up champions. They're picking up Kennen, which can go mid or top. So they've not played out any cards here. True Escrow could play Kennen, Takashi X could play Kennen, and so TSM does not really have any new information here. They don't know if Reginald or Dyrus are going to be fighting against these champions, and ooh, they're going to possibly grab Kog'Maw for Chaos, and he is really, really dominant.
The Dyrus mit seinem Kissen,
might be taking the reins pretty soon for sort of best AD carry. These teams have been kind of fighting for Kog'Maw a lot, actually. Oh no, they might switch it up a little bit. Looks like Reginald is going to grab Galio here, so maybe it's a bit of
irgendwas mit Overtime.
Ich bin so blöd. Champions up. I do like Galio because he can lock up entire teams with that ultimate, and that's going to allow.
Und irgendwie weitere.
Wow. V8 just grabbing stuff. Man. Lulu coming out, first time of the tournament. Probably a support, though we have seen her jungle or solo mid or solo top. You can always hope, but of course they have Maokai.
So do you play Lulu as a jungler?
I have. I actually did a spotlight about it, and you run like an entire attack speed book, and it actually goes really fast. It's actually pretty good. So don't take my word for it. I made a video with one clip of me killing a guy. It must be true.
Triforce Rush, right?
Yeah, you pretty quickly. I mean, you need to win them.
Oh, yes!
Dyrus.
That top
loft. So they've mostly locked in their whole lineups. Now Bro, Masia coming out from the crowd. I like it. You guys are, by the way, guys, you are really, really awesome in this crowd. Please keep up the noise. You guys are phenomenal. I love you. Thank you very much.
Nice.
These are the kind of crowds that I want to see at every esports event, every tournament. And there is Vladimir. So double AP coming out for V8. Likely to be Tree Eskimo solo top. And then
Lulu nimmt Surge
X in the mid. Of course, they could swap, no problem. But yes, an AoE comp here, and I like this.
Nee, das ist Troll, scheiße.
Super safe. You can use Lulu to lock people up, and she has some AoE as well. You've got a jungle map how you can really keep everyone kind of locked together as well. I do.
Machen die so einen Scheiß?
What are you going to see from solomid here?
solomid has an awesome team that just grabs onto the entire team. Like I said, Janna can pop up if she wants to even start that. They also have Galio. That Resolute Smite is such a big slow. And if he's running red armor, or red magic resist and blue magic resist with some mana regen, you can just sit there and spam Resolute Smite and lane all day. And there's no champion that can take that. That becomes such a bursty spell, especially if you go to rush it. The Kog'Maw and Chaos, I was talking about that with him in Hanover when we were having dinner, and I was like, you know, do you go this? You push your E first, so you can force that flash out of lane if you have a jungler that comes down fast from red. And he's like, I never really thought about that. It's usually the W for early objectives, so we can get dragon quick. You know, with Kog'Maw having that W, doing percent damage, he likes to go for that. Dyrus going for that top loft. True damage is just something that nobody can deal with. It's not. There's no way to mitigate it. It's really the only way to stop it is to out level that person, so it doesn't do it's doing the same amount of damage, but you just have the HP to take that damage. Well, so it's difficult to beat an Olaf in lane. Yeah, especially after 6. But if you have that stun early, Riven does a good job at it. Anybody that can stay quite far away, it does a good job.
Yeah, and I think the one thing that'll help him there is actually by putting Vladimir up there, he naturally gains quite a bit of health there. He will become more and more tanky. And there is a chance there for Vladimir just to outscale out Olaf and you know, push the lanes down, force him to last hit under turret. He can do a lot of stuff to actually force this game to go into his favor. So, you know, I do think Vladimir is a pretty good choice for that. They, of course, picked that last pick, Vladimir, to say, okay, you've grabbed Olaf. Yes, we think this will work here. Yes, we think we're going to go for this. But you still got you know, that Galio Kog'Maw combo where you're just going to lock everyone up and then Kog'Maw's going to start just dishing out damage. And that's going to be really, really scary for V8 to deal with. And, you know, I'm trying to think about the lineup. They don't have really good ways to dive at that Kog'Maw. Normally, like, if you have an Olaf can just run at Kog'Maw, and he's immune to Janna ults, etc., etc.
Right.
But they don't have that. They actually have the Janna to keep people away from Kog. So, you know, they can rely on KX to win this game, and as long as Reginald and Dyrus get durable and can just kind of hold that front line, they're pretty much going to be good to go. So, you know, I think there's a really good chance here for this TSM lineup, just because they have Superhero Kog'Maw, and Superhero Kog'Maw is a good way to play the game.
Yeah.
He really does a lot of damage.
Tons of damage.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. Depends on the items. You know, it starts out doing, you know, kilograms, you know, maybe a couple of pounds, and then as it sort of builds, okay, tons of damage.
So what do you think of this V8 team as they've kind of revamped a little bit? Like you said, Takashi now in middle, Tree Eskimo on the team as well. Used to be a rider, one of us, but now we can compete in tournaments again, as we can't. It's probably a good thing because I'm not good. But what are you thinking?
I would just pick team every game. So yeah, you know, like I said, V8 has a good standard sort of old school AoE comp. They've got, you know, lockdown on a lot of people. They have actually really good ganks and initiates too. I'm gonna like seeing Maokai Kennen sort of come together to do this battle, because you're gonna have Maokai just gank in there, use that dash move, kind of get in, lock up a guy, and Kennen can stun as well. So you've got a lot of damage coming out with about 4 seconds of lockdown, and that could be enough to pick up these kills. Now the odd one on Shyvana going to be, you know, really, you know, high speed.
Jetzt laggt wieder.
Bisschen, ja.
Fast voll.
Ich hab grad Standbild.
In Las Vegas, so yell as loud as you can at home.
Lag ist voll,
Got you
okay.
covered, I got bad ears. But yeah, you know, it's just a good old school AoE comp. Aframu could definitely scale throughout this late game, as Tristana has this innately long range. And so one thing that they can do is that Kog'Maw as a champion is sort of reliant on his W, on that Bio-Arcane Barrage, to give him that bonus range, to give him that bonus damage. Once that ends, because you only have it up for about half the time, then it goes on cooldown, you can sort of make him start that, you know, push a fight in, he presses W, back up, okay, it's down, go in. And then during those
What the fuck, in Sin City sterben wieder 1000 Menschen.
Damage, and Kog'Maw won't be as scary. His range will be lower, so you can catch up to him for once, and that might be all his team needs to make that happen for V8. But I think V8 needs to outmove her, because solomid can sit behind the ranged champions, poke, and then ult and go, and they can just sort of play methodically. I think V8 needs to sort of cause some sort of hectic moves. They need to cause some, you know, strange things to happen, and I think that's going to be the, you know, their plan there. Is that, you know, in talking with Tree Eskimo, he said we need to outpick TSM. I think both teams are just good all around. There's no weak links. There's no super duper all stars who win games by themselves, but we need to pick well. We need to beat them.
Right. If you guys, there's so many of you in here. If you are looking for a seat, this is also being done in the EA Sports Bar downstairs. Dan Din is hanging out down there if you want to go chill with Dan Din. But we do have seats full here with the crowd as well, the original crowd here at IPL4 in the Cosmopolitan. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. I am Rivington Bism III, joined by David Turley, also known as Rivington III and Freak, running around as well for some free stuff.
Yeah, running around giving out free stuff, kind of giving you guys the view if you're actually watching the stream, and that is /IPL live and the letter U. And that's going to, you know, give you kind of the view of what's going on at the Cosmopolitan, walking around between all the convention halls and sort of staging people out. CLG walk around in the front row and everyone's cheering for them. They're not going to this match. But it's like, oh my gosh, it's Chowster and Big Fat and St. Vicious. So, you know, it's great. I love this about League of Legends, is that because everyone streams, everyone's kind of made themselves into be a superstar. Right? We saw, you know, the crowd cheering for every individual player on solo mid, you know, and I would do it for V8, but they don't stream as much, and so you don't have quite that same like level of notoriety. But as these guys compete in more and more tournaments, they're going to be, you know, bigger and bigger crowd favorites. You're going to kind of see these guys build themselves as all-stars, and it's just great to see the crowd react, you know, just react to seeing the favorite players' faces, and just, you know, seeing the favorite teams play. It's awesome. I love that you guys
are
so invested.
Because let's take a look at these players. Let's take a look at these two teams about to head off They're kind of just chilling out in their own sections. Maybe.
Yeah, we're going to have the awesome IPL4 graphic and the versus sign. You can even color-coded blue to purple. It's
just
great.
Too good. I know. I actually just noticed that today. I was like, these overlays are awesome. And then I'm like, wow, they're even color-coded. So I was missing stuff. And there we go. Dyrus with his pillow on the left. TSM on the left. V8 on the right. Let's hear it if you want to see TSM take this game. The side of the room, pretty TSM heavy. V8 also in this. Let's see if you want V8 to take this game. All right.
And for those who don't know the faces, V8 from closest to farthest away is Aframu, Tree Eskimo. It's Unstoppable X. You can see him facing off there. Then Takashi X in the very back is Muffin. Yep. It's actually interesting. V8 is the only team I've seen not sit their AD carry support next to each other. They're actually on opposite ends of the sides of the table. And normally they're always next to each other because they're playing together. And like the solo mid's always in mid too for some reason. But that's actually not the case. The only team I've seen actually do that is V8, and that's just a random thing I just decided to point out. It's really gameplay relevant because they're all in voice chat. But still, I don't know. It was a thing. So yeah, we're getting into the load screen here. The game is going to be going underway very, very soon. I feel like I've talked to death how this AoE lineup's going to work for V8.
Heal Vlad.
So just, what is your prediction here?
I'm just staring at Triesimo's heal Vlad. That's kind of cool.
It makes a lot of sense.
It makes a lot of sense also. That's definitely a troll bait for Dyrus because you can get in there, you're thinking you can hit that last reckoning, and you're going to get a heal. Yeah,
we actually saw that in CLG AAA too with the heal bait from Urgot from Yellow Star.
Yep.
Basically got dives and almost double killed under his own turret, but at least traded back out.
Worked out. There's a lot of catch up here. Muffin Cutie can do a lot for his team. Tristana's got the jump. We're going to look for a twisted advance from Maokai to start this fight off, and then Takashi's going to come in once they are able to lock down that one person. However, you have Reginald, and Reginald's going to have to be careful because if they can get within that range of a stun as he's going down for his ulti, now there's not too much. You don't have an Udyr constantly in bear stance around you, just being annoying. But their team can still stop that Galio stun, so he's going to have to be careful.
So you can see Kogma, here's his build, 6 attack damage though, 68 at level 1 with boots and potions, learns W at level 1, here's the lesson planning special there. Look at this stuff, got a little bit of bonus magic, it's actually 49 MR, look at the armor there, 40 as well, so a lot of stuff there, he's got Fairy Charm, 4 potions.
Still just running on Galio for his next.
Oh yeah, how much MR Galio's got? Looks like 58, so plus 18 from Runes and Masteries. Actually, not even going Magic Pen at all, so it looks like not even 9 in offense. Just
already 14 mana regen for 5.
Yeah, so a lot of MP5 going for him, and then just relying on the magic resistant tankiness.
Schlägt schon wieder wie Arsch.
Looks like he's at least 9 offense, got percent armor pen.
Arschlecken.
On that page. Oh my gosh. I mean, it spawns at 230?
Level 1 dragon.
Yeah, level 1 dragon's at 230. No, they're going to invade. Okay. This is not beta where it's like already out there. Actually, going back far enough, Baron spawned at the start. Oddone did take out some of these wraiths, though. Are they going to stay around for Reddit? Just spawn now. No, it looks like they're just going to move back across the map. Vladimir actually stayed top, so they're not going to lose too much.
Why stream? Why?
Push back out. Maokai farming out with blue.
Da ist rumgeschrei im Hintergrund, Mann.
I like that move from the Oddman. I think it's the right move.
Sollen Sie mal bitte verpissen von da? Wir würden gerne die Spieler schauen.
Genauso Gas habe wie bei Iron Sky, Mann.
Wird
den los sein. Ich hört, diese V8-Idioten sind ziemlich nice, oder was?
Ja, schlecht sind die nicht.
Haben die TSM das noch geändert oder treuen die wirklich?
Ne, die haben's geändert.
Aha.
Oh, shit.
Warum ist es so laggy? Reportet den Chat mal.
Picking up the first two in the game, 3 minutes and 30
Wer
seconds
trifft
in.
es? Reporten.
And TSM now 5,000
Stream reporten.
gold. That's a G up for them.
GG.
The crowd yelling for
Mach mal Berger, report mal den Stream.
Diplomacia. Excellent job by Solomid. I really
Huh?
like that move. You had
Report
Tyrus
mal den
shove
Stream.
the top lane in order to force Triesco over
Nee, man, ehrlich, unten. Hier,
to
unten
his
rechts.
turret and then immediately just
Ja, ich
No
weiß.
problem, so.
hey guys, I feel like taking over your lizard buff.
Vorher
And the
hat
fight
es
was
voll
really,
gut
really good. I
funktioniert,
like
also
that
wie ich
because
irgendwann wieder eingeschalten habe.
Das mit dem Reporten bringt ziemlich oft was, weil ich weiß nicht, wie viele Leute das anschauen, aber
No, that was a really great
ziemlich
job.
viele. Wenn da jeder reportet, dann wird das relativ bald flüssig laufen, denke ich mal.
Second guess that instance and be like, hey, we probably shouldn't do this, but the entire team folded on it.
Ja,
It was a
reported.
perfect idea from TSM. They were able to grab the upper hand in that
Reported.
fight. Reginald felt confident enough to flash into the fight, even with his without his ultimate.
Ach
But
komm,
yeah,
fuck you, da will ich auf
So you wanna say that is
720
escape,
stellen und dann
especially
habe ich
with
irgendeinen
Galio,
scheiß
when you have
Schriftzug
your
im
lead, get away,
Bild, dass ich da irgendwas zahlen muss, der nicht mehr
at this
weggeht,
low
fick dich.
level, that's not something you want to expend just to get that.
Arc ist einfach, das lag bei mir geht überhaupt nichts mehr.
Standbild.
To go back down, we haven't really given
Bei
too
mir
much
geht's
attention to the
eigentlich,
bottom lanes.
komischerweise.
They're just doing their own thing as top and middle just continue to fight with the jungle. Good damage to Chaos there, a little bit of trade back and
Bei
forth.
mir ist voll in Ordnung.
Afro's gonna have to be careful. He's
Da ist dann
pumping
immer
potions
zwischendrin
here.
kurz so Standbild und dann
not
geht's
only
wieder
one on
normal.
Chaos
Dann,
as well.
ja
They
gut, jetzt
have
ist
both of
wieder.
them neither have that
Nee,
heal
bei mir
support.
läuft's komplett
So the damage
flüssig
they
und
do
deshalb
is
wo ich einen
going
anderen
stick
Stream
after
auch noch
the
aufmache.
Yeah,
Ja, das liegt
by the way,
nicht
the
an
thing
deinem
that
Ding,
saw
sondern
Hanover
am
was-
Stream selber.
I'm trying to remember the player, but it was a guy.
Aber
who,
mir geht's
liked
echt
Field
gut.
Prince on Kog'Maw. I forget which player it was. I think it was Cop from Curse. And then we kind of mentioned that.
Da wäre ich zu greedy geworden, ich hätte versucht zu killen. 100%, ich wäre gestorben.
Ooh. We're gonna get jumped on. He's got the slows there, but he'll grapple from behind. They will not.
Der hatte einfach nur 2 Marken, der Bastard, und kein Pull mehr. Hier auf dem Maokai hätte ich nicht mehr geguckt.
Bottling still pushing for
Fuck.
V8.
Der Greedy
Afro
Mager.
actually not running armor pen either, so not really trying to go for a
Hallo, da wärst du auch greedy gewesen.
armor pen, just going.
Wow, the odd one is just playing mind games right now, pulling.
Ah, ich lade meinen Stream neu schnell.
Ja. Hab ich auch gerade gemacht.
Fine. You always want jungler to have that, and there's still. I don't think odd one is even.
Boah,
been in his
kann
jungle.
jetzt endlich mal
Not very
Mausbots
much. Oh, they're
bitte
going to
gewinnen.
jump on Takashi. There's a level 6
Oh,
jump.
fuck.
Takashi not in a good shape, and there's the rest of the damage output. The kill happens 3v1 underneath his
Der Tower
turret.
Dive war richtig mies.
Solomid is continuing to grow this advantage. You can see
Ja, das passiert.
they're up 2,000 gold already,
Mitte
6.5 minutes
getowerdived.
in. And this is the aggressive play that Solomid is
Ja.
known for. Reginald,
Den kennen.
the strat caller for that team, and known for
Ah,
being
ich
an
seh's
extremely
grad.
aggressive player, and he's been doing a lot of good stuff with that. He's managed to pull them up a good number of kills, 2 points of Righteous Gust, 2 in Resolute Smite, 1 in Bulwark, and 1 on that ultimate. And he's just being tanky. He's got the Chalice already. He's going to start building some more health. Looks like that's going to be probably a catalyst next. Poor Triesco not able to really leave his out for him. So far, Solomid are dominating these solo lanes. We look at the bottom here for V8, and they're actually 39 CS on Kog'Maw and 50 on Trist. So V8 are winning this bottom lane. And we talked earlier about how Solomid was kind of going to be superhero Kog'Maw, but right now it might be superhero Tristana, and that is possible. These guys can skill throughout this game and turn this around.
All right, so as a jungler freak, Maokai can be countered quite easily. At this point, the odd one is continuously going to beat down on that door. What is his best bet to do right now?
Das
Is
ist
it
krass,
wards?
wer
Is
da
it
wohl
go for
says.
GP?
I think it's just
Bad
blow
game.
up onto Aframu and do a little bit of damage there, especially
And
when up
side
there, Justin
carries.
slows out. Scared them all off, of course, not level 6 yet on the Siobhan. Actually getting out-leveled by Maokai just because she's spending so much time harassing, but going for the blue. The clairvoyant spots that Maokai's coming over. Reginald coming to help as well. And there's like all of solomid right here getting ready for this. Look at the vision. They do see Unstoppable X coming in. And here's the fight. He's going to jump in out of the Oddone. Unstoppable at half health already. There's a cannon. The ult goes off. Unstoppable still very low. Oddone special all low as well. And Nafaru gets one kill. Now to be back up. Here's the rest of the fight. Unstoppable not going to go down. Reginald down. And very, very low with the Oddone as well. Reginald not in a good place. Level 7. Taking a little bit of pain. Blue buff did go to Unstoppable. So there we go. V8 pulling back that kill. And the kill went onto Aphromoo. And that is awesome. He is just now dominating Kog'Maw in gold as Tristana. And that's going to keep growing, honestly. That's going to get more and more scary here.
That was a really great job by them. The odd one had to start remembering, you know, we've been counter jungling a lot. They're going to want to stop this soon, and that's exactly what they did. Mao did not have to go in there, and he took a lot of damage doing it, though.
Sieht man halt auch echt nicht oft.
They're able to pull out that. We saw Tristana jump
generell sieht man nicht oft.
onto a special, almost got a checker kill.
Aber gerade Tana gegen Kog'Maw.
But did not get that
Irgendwie, das ist so ein Range-Geballer einfach. Und einfach zwei Carries, die so übel Gas Late Game sind.
Forced to farm under his turret, but as long as he can stay in that lane and gain XP, he can still kind of thwart Dyrus getting way too tanky and becoming that 30-minute time bomb.
Yeah, I mean, both Vlad and Olaf become time bombs, honestly. Vladimir can scale really, really hard throughout this game. And Dyrus' build, by the way, stacking MR, actually built 2 null magic mantles before anything else, aside from boots. He's already upgraded 1 to a Hex Drinker. He's actually maxing Undertow, by the way. He's not going for the reckless swing build. He's actually spamming that Q to push lanes and to deal a lot of physical damage. He's actually focusing on more of an AD-centric build here. We'll see if that actually pans out for him.
User in your channel timed out.
That much armor.
Oh, ich seh's.
I think they're mostly afraid of magic damage from Kog'Maw. Oh, wow. Nice bit of damage there on a
Dann.
Of course, he will sustain a little bit back. He's, of course, maxing Transfusion. Going for that Hextech Revolver.
Ja,
Double Voda, likely to be the build here for V8.
Ich könnte nicht mehr sagen, was jetzt Late Game der beste Carry ist. Ja, das ist ziemlich ausgeglichen, aber ich meine, wenn du jetzt so schaust bei anderen Carries, kannst du es recht easy sagen. Also klar, da kommt es auch drauf an. Kommt immer drauf an, wenn der eine gefiel ist und der andere nicht. Aber wenn sie jetzt mal...
Team her kommt's auch an.
Ja, aber jetzt einfach mal nur vom Damage her. Er ist zum Beispiel, macht er nicht so viel Damage. Wie zum Beispiel der Bane.
Shield from Hexdrinker, saving his life. Wow.
Sorry.
At the same time, V8 takes that Q to go for Dragon. So they do trade Dragon out. They think forwarded it. Unstoppable X got the smite there, so they're actually keeping the game to only a 1300 gold.
Tristana kann halt noch initiaten, wenn sie will.
And Aphromoo again gaining gold.
Oh, he got it.
Oh, Dow's got a turret.
Yeah.
He was face taking a turret with no health. Nice, okay.
Aber auch
again, the
schwierig.
pressure on a KX. Aphromoo actually getting a lot of damage. Oh,
Wenn
wow.
die halt noch Tristana, Janna wäre richtig übel. Double Knockback.
Ah, das stimmt schon.
Bist halt instant im Tower drin.
Forced to jump out of that one, leaving Muffin Cutie behind by himself. Those W doing so much damage, he gets it on, just jumps out, and she actually gets ulted by Muffin Cutie to keep her alive there.
Das schon.
Aber
irgendwie ist die Ding Lulu auch relativ useless, ne?
Ne, es geht. Late Game ist sie recht gut.
Aber die Landing-Phase ist irgendwie...
Ne, das ist nicht so
geil,
geil.
finde ich. Bis jetzt.
Ja.
Auch wenn sie keinen Kill gezogen haben oder so. Aber
Unstoppable being countered so much. Backed out of his jungle once again. Trieskimo going to come to help here, but they have got the ward down. They pulled it out of the bush, so not even the sapling. No, the sapling sees him, but then they say this is a bad idea, and it looks like they are going to both back away.
Oh, he smote it. Unstoppable got it. Nice job there.
Did give the smote, and he got it.
Yeah, that was really, really good there. Gosh, he managed to get back down. So Team solomid have invaded for buffs twice in the last 4 minutes, and both times they've managed to take the buffs away. And one time they didn't get a kill. So V8 have kind of stabilized the game. They lost much early, but since the rest of that, they've done a really good job or getting their own buffs regardless. They've not been able to invade, but that's kind of the case with Maokai. He's not an aggressive jungler. Right. You're not going to have that same kind of opportunity, but they're managing to react to those opportunities that solomid have created.
Online-Link Film Scheißdreck von Iron Sky suchen und den zusammen anschauen.
Go.
really getting hurt on the gold there. He only has 48 minions to 55.
Der ersten Reihe.
That Shyvana also has kills. The odd one doing a very good job. As we said before, the odd one starting to play more aggressive junglers instead of the support junglers. And we can see it here. He has not spent any time outside the enemy jungle and actually, yeah, it's cleared his finally.
Was ist jetzt eigentlich mit der, du kriegst jetzt mal einen Buff oder nicht so?
Looks like Vlad moving to middle here. TSM forced to kind of roam around now as his lane is pushed. So that's going to stop his experience and level growth for a little bit as Dyrus continues to level. That Vladimir is 8, Dyrus is 9, and he's got more waves.
Der Shield ist beschissen.
Yeah, so KX actually managed to stabilize the
So kommt ein neuer Bogenschütze oder was?
So now that gold, we're going to look at it.
Aber erst kommt der Movement Speed Hekarim.
Ja.
Mit Pferdegesicht, Arsch. Beine 4 Stück.
I think Kog'Maw still does a little bit more damage late game, but Tristana is...
Mal schauen, was der Hekarim so kann.
Movement Speed stacken. Damage machen.
The thing about both of those champions is really good carrying them into late game. Both Tristana and Kog'Maw are relatively inexpensive champions that do a lot of damage with.
Yeah, you have kind of free steroids on both
sides. Einfach, dass ich 1000 Movement Speed bekommen.
Free Urg is kind of damage that he won't scale himself.
Right. Ja, auf der zusammen auf der Late mit Zillian oder sowas wäre dann, glaube ich, ziemlich lustig.
Ja, wir müssen einfach dann Bräuge machen, einer pickt den, der andere pickt und alle anderen picken irgendwas, was Movement Speed gibt. Alle auf Movement Speed. Wir gleich mal mit einer Channel im Team.
And my map awareness has grown by playing at LAN because you guys
yell lanes. Wobei eine Channel fast nützlich ist mit Zillian, denke ich.
Thank you guys. You guys are really, really awesome.
Eine Channel ist halt einfach dauerhaft. Echt nice. Oder einfach Channel und Zillian. Zillian AP Mitte. Dann halt Support. Und passt das.
Yeah, we can see if you switch over to the change purse and see how much gold they have. We actually have 3 members over 4,000 gold and none on V8 side right now. So TSM is really bringing in the gold around the team instead of just one person getting fed. They're doing a great job at comping during their fights, allowing the assists to happen and the kills to happen for the right people.
Yeah, let's see. You have Takashi just still pushing through mid. The V8 really haven't been making any big moves. They've been kind of content to farm and then wait till late game. That actually might be their strategy. Say, look, we know we can win late game. We know our comp works a certain way. And honestly, Maokai is probably one of the best late game junglers in the game. Having an AoE 20% damage reduction, like as soon as Galio ults, you just like, okay, well, ult on top of you, don't care, and you absorb kind of everything, and you can kind of turn it back to their faces. So I think V8 is to kind of solve this one out. They're kind of playing a
oh god, ich schlaf gleich eine kurze 5 Uhr.
Oh god.
They just want to hold on, win their lanes, farm up some gold, and then make it happen by the 50-minute mark. And CLG, they 2-0 against our authority by doing that. We'll see if V8 can make that same thing happen. Right now you just kind of see Alban, taking all his buffs away. You're going to try to invade again when spawning, when Dragon comes back up. You're going to keep trying for that.
I don't know.
Maybe he was looking for
a little bit more slow on Voidoo's, a little bit more burst damage as he was getting his ultimate out, but usually you'll see Kog'Maw go for that Q level and the passive attack speed next, but he is leveling his
wollt ihr irgendwann demnächst noch eins zocken oder so? Weil wenn nicht, geh ich
damage though, coming out with some crits and gonna back off. That's the thing about Kog'Maw, he's getting hit by 2 things at once. He's got his W, which becomes stronger, and that's just the auto attack, and then his ult is falling on you as you're trying to get away. So we can
ich weiß nicht, wie lange es im Stream scheiße geht.
Milling about here in a ward actually. Anna coming up. Looks like they're going to throw it down. Could have a dragon soon here. See if these teams start to converge on that area.
Oh wow, Kaiwa doing so much damage after him. He's got, oh my gosh, more crits coming out. He was one hit from death after that if he crit again.
Ja gut, aber danach kommt dann wahrscheinlich wieder irgendein anderes Team ins Spiel. Okay.
Keine Ahnung, komme ich in einer Stunde wahrscheinlich wieder. Dann lege ich mich jetzt schlafen. Bin ich AFK dabei. Und oh, um 12:30 dann. Yes.
Hog actually going for some turret damage now. Chaos doing a great job there. But he's going to run out of mid. He's going to take some damage from this turret. But he has a little bit of life steal, so he'll be okay.
So V8, they understand what's going on.
Natürlich kommt der um 12:30.
Das sehe ich schon. She is going to have the back though. She's very low. But TSM
now
has
safe, dass er da wieder da ist.
They have a lot of power. Just trying to get a slowdown on Galio. Muffin Cutie trying to harass there. They are going to push him off just due to no minions. But if they still had a wave there, I'm pretty sure they would not have mind that 3v3 fight.
Oh, they might cut. Okay, and Sokka's going to find the other one in the jungle. He's not going to jump in. Didn't know if the rest of the team was there.
The Kog'Maw
the Lizard has come out. Yeah, did get that bottom turret by himself. So excellent play there. on that Kog'Maw, and now the air's going to jump in. They've actually pink boarded their own brush because they assumed solomid would have boarded it. They've been evading so very much. There's 125 gold spent by V8.
Ja, es ist halt auch einfach das bessere Team. Ne?
So you know, solomid's really kind of been mind gaming him ultimately.
Just trying to look at these Kog'Maw and Triss builds. Kog'Maw doesn't have too much damage, but that Doran's Blade is really what's winning in these extra fights with that HP.
Finale ist TSM gegen CLG.
Against Reginald, that's going 158 to 105.
Dignitas, glaube ich, nicht, dass du da
53 creep lead in mid, doing a very nice job, as well as been roaming and getting kills. So these guys have a great advantage.
M5 kommt auch noch.
Like they seem to be doing now, really need to get a group up.
Komm einfach so.
Kommen wir später an und dann bin einfach instant am Finale. Das ist nicht nötig einfach. Fangen erst beim Finale an.
There's going to be some time for V8 to come out and do some of their own damage in the next fight.
And you see TSM still a level behind on Dyrus right here, but he's pretty close to level. You see the experience bar in orange right down there. Dyrus coming in from the back. A little bit of damage there. Nice trade-off coming on both sides. Looks like Eski's actually going for Riley's next. He's got the belt of giant strength, so he's going to be building for tankiness as soon as possible. Looks like some movements towards bottom. V8 wants to try to catch solo mid down here. They might be able to do so. Oh no, they're actually going for their own blue. Wards on both sides here. Good damage from Galio, hitting unstoppable. And oh, Dyrus made the move first before Eskimo, so numbers advantage right now in the mid and bot lanes for Team Solomid.
Die haben es allein schon gewonnen, weil sie einfach ein Galio haben.
And now they've got complete possession over this goal.
Ja, was lustig ist, der hat 0 Magic Band, kein bisschen. Er macht trotzdem Damage wie Sau.
Du brauchst das Galio auch nicht, aber wenn ich mir das gegnerische Team anschaue, dann haben die halt nur Tristana, die er dem macht. Das heißt, der Galio wird halt einfach reinrappen müssen.
They have a lot of slows and he is going to grab it right in front of the turret. Kennen gets melted down, unstoppable, trying to get away, but Chemo Blade will cause them to just back off.
Gegen ein Galio, wenn du ein Team hast für 4 AP, dann hast du es schon verloren im Grunde. Wenn die einigermaßen vernünftig spielen. Ich weiß aber auch nicht, warum sie da nicht mal irgendwas AD-mäßiges gepickt haben. Aber warum hauen die da keinen Counterpick raus, sowas wie Udi oder so? Keine Ahnung.
Das Problem war, dass die für Top hatten sie Last Pick und haben dann Vladimir gepickt für Counter oder...
Ja, aber so ein Udi wäre schon auch klar.
Udi war, glaube ich, Band.
Okay. Ja gut, aber wenn ja, stimmt schon, wenn sie ein Galio picken wollen, dann hätte es mich auch wundern, wenn sie eigentlich keinen Udi bannen. Muss man eigentlich fast machen. Weil es eigentlich der schlimmste Counter für ein Galio ist.
Get a few fights in your favor. We'll have to see if they can produce that. Kennen in mid, take a little bit of poke damage, and they're going to lose this second turret.
So a couple of more build call-outs. Special actually maxing Howling Gale instead of Zephyr. Of course, maxed Eye of the Storm first. KX still, in fact, putting all his second points into Void Ooze. Reginald actually splitting points between
aber generell, dass sie halt einfach nur P gepickt haben.
Odd one actually maxing.
Ich meine, die Ulti-Kombo ist schon nice mit Cannon und Flat, aber...
That's Cassiopeia, yeah. But Burnout first.
Interessiert halt ein Galio nicht.
Dyrus, again, has maxed out Reckless Swing second, so leaving Vicious Strikes at 1. Over in Muffin Cutie, he's actually maxing out Glitter Lance, then Help Picks, 1 point in Whimsy. Unstoppable X actually was maxing Sapling first. Now, the Oppen actually maxes Arcane Smash first, but he's actually doing that one second and Sapling right away. Chikashi Q and W there, and just leaving that charge at 1. Eskimo, of course, going for E second, and everyone maxes Transfusion, and then finally onto Aftermoon. 2 points in Rocket Jump, 1 explosive shot, then maxing Rapid Fire, then back to Rocket Jump. So those are the builds, and of course you can see the items at the very bottom of the screen.
Der spielt Flat echt mit Cooldown-Boots.
Warum? Listen in, look at the bottom.
Looks like nobody wearing buffs around
gut, für Sustain und Laning Scheiße ist schon geil. Ja, da auch öfter leechen kannst.
Ja, aber der Leech hat so einen Cooldown, das macht halt echt nicht so viel, finde ich.
Ja, doch schon. Und wenn's Magic Pen rauskaufst, dann Void Step.
Ja, aber Void Step ist was ich mir mit Vladimir eigentlich nicht gern kaufe.
They do have that Oracle, so they have, after the CV runs out, they have the advantage of that area, but they are going to choose not to do it. It looks like Reginald's blue may be wearing off soon, as it just did.
Es hat so viele geile Items und Flat, die du vor Void Step holen musst.
What's interesting is Muffin did not grab Flash. They actually went Exhaust Clairvoyance, and then it still has not actually died though. So despite having no super hardcore natural escapes and all that, and not wanting an escape summoner either, just bringing the extra utility with Exhaust, and it's actually going fine for her. So That's actually pretty much props to Muffin for surviving all that. Has 2 gold for 10s out. That's helping bridge the gold gap a little bit, but it's still 6,500 gold the difference here. solomid have been growing a lead for themselves.
Looks like they're congregating down by the dragon area, even though it just went down. But it looks like as they're ward clearing, they kind of want to counter that. It doesn't seem like they're going to be able to do too much. So now, that little annoyance of having your wards taken out every time you place them down, and with the vision that TSM has right now, we're going to see a lot of those wards as soon as they go down. So it's going to be hard for V8 to keep vision on this. It's a good thing they grab CV. It's going to be very big for them.
Chaos grabbing red as well, and that's a really good position by solomid. They all went into the jungle. You can see them all sitting in the brush, waiting around, zoning out V8. They've been sweeping these wards very, very well by the odd one, and so they got that free red buff. I think they're going to use this to start. I mean, maybe they'll just keep playing the map control game as sort of slowly building an advantage, or they might push in and do some really good pressure.
There's Dragon, and they are going to start milling about towards that area. You see 5 members of V8 just above that bush. That ward is there for them, but they don't have any more vision as they head towards Dragon. They do have Kog'Maw's W. And no, they did go Wriggles on Shyvana, so she's going to be able to proc that as well. The Galio out flash into Kennen. Kennen gets pushed into the fight there, and we're going to have to see if Takashi going down by Ignite, and he does. Olaf axe out of the side, takes him down. Tree Eskimo the focus. Dyrus with a double kill in the fight. Can he stay alive? That Hex Trigger keeping him alive. Triple kill, and he finally goes down by the hands of Tristana. Very good job as these guys continue to fight and continue to push them out. 4 for 1 there.
5 for 2.
And they're going to go for the full ace. 5 for 2, actually, as Janet did fall, and Dyrus fell after getting a triple kill.
Yeah, after we finally cleaned up that fight at the very end right there, went is now 3-1 overall. He's getting some nice gold, but of course solomid just really skilling up this game now. 10,000 gold in the lead, and they're really getting themselves into a nice place here. Kaox pushing down. Let's see if they're actually going to... No, he's not going to give Kaox the blue buff, even though Reginald had one already. He just wants to refresh that timer there. And wow, Kaox is going to be a very, very scary Kog'Maw. Almost 1,900 gold waiting in the bank. And some items possibly. Will he sell a Doran's? Will he just wait? Looks like he's going to actually just wait. So that's actually interesting. A lot of these players will not sell Doran's to buy bigger items because they can just wait and combine later. It's kind of just a choice thing that you can kind of get that 230 gold in that slot, but then you lose that Doran's Blade forever, and you might want to keep it out for that 10 damage, that 100 life later on in the game. So
yeah, right.
You gotta
when you leave the fight and you have 50 health, you're like,
yeah.
Good thing I kept that.
Yeah, good thing I kept the Doran's Blade. Like sometimes it matters. So I don't know. It's always interesting to me. Unstoppable putting a sapling down on Baron. Ward control is there. There we go. V8 putting a ward down for real this time. But look at solomid's ward control. Look how much map vision they have. They have like everything coming out of the river. Like they have 3 wards on the same screen. That's how much map control they have. They just really want to know what's going on. V8. Oh, they don't see very much. That got swept out. They saw Shyvana kill their ward. That's pretty much all they got though. So, I mean, you know, I do like the players of V8. They're not. You guys are cheering for TSM, obviously. Seriously, that's so much bias. Like, you realize that, right? But like, I'm getting caught up in it almost. I'm like, well, I guess I'll cheer for solomid because you guys want it. Like, I'm being like shy. I'm getting like peer pressured into cheering for him now. But you know, I want to see V8 pull it out. If they can't win this game, I do want to see him pull it to a game 3 at the very least. You see Takashi X kind of running back away from Olaf, being very manly. Honestly, he's got a lot of health, 27,500 health. He's gonna get back towards mid and Unstoppable X, clearing out these minions pretty quickly. One guy left.
Focus by TSM up towards Baron.
Was that the Olaf gekauft?
Kaox just hanging out, really doesn't have anything to do.
Ah, der hat einen Hextrick gekauft, ja, stimmt.
We got Tree Eskimo trying to farm the golem. So right now, V8 is struck for resources.
Ich habe nur das erste Item jetzt nicht erkannt.
They're trying to do what they can. As soon as those waves get pushed in and they kill those maybe 1 or 2 waves, they're going to stack up. They have to wait the entire time again. And if TSM decides to just freeze these lanes and let them push in their favor, there's going to be no V8 to farm. TSM's going to be able to just push down mid. Something that they should do is, I don't know, they're trying to force a Baron or something. They're not really attacking until they have the right engagement. Pushing mid would be pushing an already pushed lane, and it might be hard to fight without Baron. So top or bottom, bottom's pushed pretty well right now, so they could be going for that. But there is Baron, so that would be a bad idea.
Yeah, you don't want to go bottom when Baron's up. Top is actually not too bad because you can move back towards Baron pretty quickly. It'd be really hard for V8 to get around solomid and then into the Baron pit and then not get caught afterwards. Because solomid has such great ward control, and actually, I can't.
Ich glaube, ich hole mir das nächste Mal das mit Chen, wenn ich irgendeinen AP-Fixer und Top habe.
That map control. Yeah, they could just push top and not allow Baron by their positioning and then kind of gets the rest of the turrets out
Das ist
that
ja
way.
krass
So a lot of
verständlich,
pressure
der
coming
mal so
in
ein
KX.
heftiges
And
Damage
Esty,
Item hat.
they get a lot of damage. Esty already on a half health. Oh my
Normalerweise
god!
eher auf Tanky.
He just became untargetable. That's why he lived. That was a W in the air that was about to kill him. Very nice job.
And we're going to see them defend at the turret. It's down a half health. Team solomid
Ja,
needs to
guck
wait
mal,
for
ist zu
moves to
heftig.
come back in so they can tank those turret shots.
Right.
They're going to ping over and say, hey, let's look at this wolf camp or wraith camp. It's empty.
Das obwohl er,
Right
ja
now,
gut,
top would be a
Phantom
beautiful
Dance
idea. They're
und
in position
Trinity.
for Baron. They get a turret. They can push on
und
from
Ashes
both
of
sides. They
Trinity.
can have people come around through that path and as well as in front of the turret. So I don't know. It looks like they're going to clear out their jungle. Getting Galio, that blue buff, will be very nice right now. Before they even want to do Baron or fight, very smart idea. And it looks like we may see something here, Freak.
Yeah, see what they're doing with this. They've got to be a little bit careful. Of course, the word control's still there. For solomid, D8. Yeah, oh, they're gonna get. Yep, they are gonna get jumped at. Here we go. Red Jump coming around
Aber
the
die
side. Red
Kopfmau
buff. After
ist
really
skaliert
wants
auch
it. Can he
mit
get
der
it
D,
in time?
oder?
He's gonna get it, and here comes a team fight potentially. They're still running in. Oh, Lulu
Dachte,
dropped
dass
by
die
Kagma.
wieder
Nice
was
by KX.
geändert
They're gonna catch
haben.
Takashi as well. He will drop 2 kills for none right now. And so, and V8's gonna have to run away from this fight. There's no way they can hold up to this.
Ist ja das ein bisschen zu
Even
krass.
Baron's not gonna make a 5v3 work for him. After they know where you are.
Ja, ich dachte, das ist halt ganz schlecht, aber
Still
mit
one
der
of
D
the
skaliert
There's
jetzt
definitely going to be
irgendwie.
saplings over the
Ich
edge
glaub nicht,
every 10
guck mal
seconds
schon
from
mal, wie man
Maokai.
spielt, aber
We're going to
ich
see
glaub nicht.
possibly a
Ich dachte, ich
triple
hab's das
win,
letzte
but
Mal
I don't think
gelesen,
that's
als
gonna
ich
be
Hearthstone
deadly
Game
for-
gespielt
So I
habe.
guess it's all to the sapling.
His smite's up.
Weil ich habe mich da nämlich auch gewundert, aber ich habe den ja irgendwann mal ab hier in einem Custom Game
Get in
gespielt.
there if he decides to flash on this. He will throw down his
Und
ult,
hab
so
dann
he can
irgendwas
pop
gesehen,
that-
Oh, he went for flash!
Wow.
Da, kleiner.
They don't know that though. They don't know they actually pulled back, not knowing he went flash, but they did get that kill free, the free kill onto Vladimir. Going back onto it now. Unstoppable's gonna have a hard time with this one. Oh no, I don't think. No, he didn't get it. Okay, so Team solomid picking up that kill and Baron. He picked up
Das ist
4
so
unanswered
GG.
kills in a row. 15-4 this kill score
Ja,
now.
die stellen
13,000
sich aber auch
kills as
gerade
well.
echt gut an.
solomid, I think they just need to push at this point. And I think the crowd's happy about that one.
Yeah, there's a lot of tank there. I don't even think they need minions to get this next turret. Kog'Maw with that attack speed, Phantom Dancer, and then Janna shield on him is going to be a lot more damage.
Ja, vor allem, das ist halt für den Cannon ist es halt so bitter, weil der durchgehend einfach nur auf die Fresse geht. Und der kann nichts machen. Aber es ist auch eklig, wenn du mit Cannon von Anfang an aufs Maul bist, dann kommst du auch nicht mehr in dein Spiel rein. Das geht ganz ehrlich, mit Cannon geht's mir immer so. Cannon muss ich im Early schon mal eine Kills kriegen und einen guten Farm haben, sonst wird es einfach scheiße. Weil du immer versuchst mit der Ulti reinzugehen, logischerweise, dann stirbst du einfach nur.
Ja, wenn dann Early Zonias.
Ja, aber selbst dann, weil wenn die dir zu viel Damage machen und dein Game nicht läuft, dann bist du ein Zonias nicht mehr. Das letzte Mal, wo ich Cannon gespielt habe, war ein Viertel im gegnerischen Team, der viert dich einmal und in der Zeit bist du tot. Du kannst halt Zonias gar nicht mehr aktivieren. Das ist richtig scheiße.
Buy the items, then go for the push. That is advice that I can give to every player there. Be patient, buy your items, then go for it. Use the rest of that Baron buff. You got about 2 minutes, about 4 minion waves worth. Push from there, get the items first.
These guys are playing really
Flap
smart
geht's
right now.
irgendwie auch nicht
TSM
besser.
really not engaged in a fight that they wouldn't have the upper hand in. You know, Reginald has always been the first one in there, being the aggressor, as we said before. He just likes to get in the face of everybody, make you make a mistake, and then really work off of that advantage. And all their fights have really been with their vision in the jungle. That's 2 things that are giving you an advantage. And VA still doesn't have the Oracle on their team, kind of lacking in money, so it's not really the best thing to buy. You are dying, so it might be a waste of money, but you really have to weigh those odds right now. If the vision of just one bush fight is going to turn the game for you and give you a 5v4 and allow you to win the fight and then take Baron, it's something you have to consider.
Yeah, absolutely. So here we go. solomid still pushing through this bot lane. Dyrus and Chaos, very, very big damage threats here. Reginald now going up to the front. It's pretty tanky. Only 90 armor, so he will take damage from turrets, but gets a shield there from Janna, especially with a lot of cooldown reduction. Up to 36 CDR actually right now. That's a nice amount of cooldown. We're going to go in up again. Hurt a little bit, doing some damage. Chaos looks like he's going to preserve his W. You can see Bioarcane Barrage not yet activated. Doesn't want to have that be down and then get caught by V8. So they're playing very, very patiently, which I think is absolutely the right call here for solomid.
Tristana's going to be really big in this next fight. Hopefully he can stay on the outside. She has about 150 more range than Kog'Maw right now, but he does have that artillery that he can just throw down from any range. We'll have to see. They now take the bottom inhibitor. They are now in control of the outside of V8's base. V8 considering here just to guard the top. but then they can walk through the bottom or middle. So this becomes really tough for them. TSM is going to be able to control the map here.
Yeah, they're going to go for the back door, actually. V8 is here to defend, but between Bulwark and John Shield, Dyrus is a very, very tanky man. 128 armor without Bulwark on, so going to give him a lot more there. You can see Galley level 18, every ability max. Bulwark going to give, I think, is 90. 90 armor and matter resist for 4 seconds whenever it's on. V8 still kind of holding back here. They're going to go in, and they're going to start, and V8 has to defend here. This has to be like their one chance to fight, I think. With all 3 inhibs down, I don't think they can hold up much of anything
joined
here.
your channel.
Jockey trying to get around the side.
Hallo.
Kind of sitting up, kind of facing off the Kosh. Wants to taunt him every fight.
Der gerade aus dem Regen kommt.
That's going to take a lot of damage here. Here comes the initiation. Takashi in the middle. They're going to threshold the back guy. Everyone is doing what's impossible. Oh, he blocks the ultimate. Nice job by Lulu there. Damage up and coming everywhere.
Das riecht bei uns und
Das Mausboard-Game ist ungefähr vor einer Viertelstunde ist ausgegangen.
Nein.
Doch. Die haben, also die erste Map hast du noch komplett gesehen, oder? Mit 2 Overtimes.
Ja, das erste Game komplett. Dann kam... Nach Tuscan kam was? War das das?
Ich glaube schon.
Das 2 war das, ne?
Ja, das 2, da gab es auch eine Overtime. Die hat aber dann... Hat man halt die erste Game dann rausgewonnen, oder wie? Der zweite Overtime.
TSM playing a game we haven't seen yet. That was kind of just like an M5
game
right
hat Ding gewonnen.
You know, Moscow 5 definitely have
Heat Gaming.
Ja, Heat hat das erste gewonnen nach 2 Overtimes. Zweite Map hat der Maus noch eine Overtime gewonnen.
Over and over.